And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Pole Day Qualifying, as we'll see who will start on the pole for tomorrow night's Busch Series 11th race, presented by the WRA. The allotted 5 minutes on the clock has started here at the Darlington Raceway. We're already seeing a number of drivers on pit road. We're going to see who will be the first one on track, and it is the 17 of Caleb Hobbs trying to make his Busch Series debut, the former Oreo Cup Series driver and Foster Series driver. Excuse me. This is the third ride out of the Roush Fenway Racing Stables. Trying to qualify his way into the show tomorrow night. Already a minute into this 5-minute deal. Caleb is the first driver on track. As somebody has an oil leak, that's not good. And it is Eric Stanberry who failed to qualify. Nathan Stapleton already put a time on the board, but that's because his pit stall. Excuse me, 28.897. Stapleton had his time in it, and his pit stall was behind the start finish line, so it will be his first official time lap. 6 cars will make the show. They'll definitely head to the garage area and make some adjustments. And 28.389. Second quickest for Caleb Hobbs as he goes to the top of the timesheets. There's Jacob Foster. We'll see him later tonight as he qualified his way into the Craftsman Truck Series race. He will look to do the same here for the Geico Dodge. Jacob Foster, as I go back to the points. And Jacob's down the 10th. There's Erica Douglas. We'll see her later tonight in the Truck Series race. Violet Jackson trying to qualify her way in the show. Jacobs trying to make a 6th start of the year. 28.459 for Violet Jackson. Carolina Bradley, we'll see her tomorrow night trying to qualify the Cup car into the show. Carolina Bradley, 28.627, trying to make her 6th start on the season. She'll run part-time in the Busch Series in season number 3. Harrison Jenkins trying to make his 5th start of his career. He is 8th quickest, 28.27. Violet Jackson, 28.134. Thriller Tadwell trying to make 3 consecutive starts in a row. Currently 14th quickest. Brad Blackman made his return to the Busch Series last week. We'll see him tomorrow night qualifying in the Cup Series, trying to make his rookie debut over there. Eric Stanberry, 28.190. Bumps to 0-4 out of the Fast 6. Cassandra Mills, we'll see her tomorrow night trying to qualify the Cup car in the show. There's Futaba Sakura. Futaba trying to improve her time, and she goes 4th quickest. Bumps her team owner, Jacob Foster, out of the show. If she makes the show, I bet Jacob won't be too mad about that. Nathan Stapleton made his debut. Michael Brown, we'll see him later tonight in the Truck Series race. That was a good lap for Futaba. Suni Sue, currently 15th quickest. Now 12th quickest for her, down to the final 10 seconds of round 1A here in this pole day qualifying. Caleb Hobbs on the bubble, as you saw Leela Bakai and Marco Diaz. Jesse Art has been struggling trying to make races. And she improves to a 28.539, but will remain the slowest. Looks like ever since Jessie has fallen out of the top 30 in the points, she has not made a race since. Shakes McDaniel, that was April Winters. And it looks like Futaba Sakura is going to make the show and just missed out. Alexandra Van Dam was trying to make her debut. Fortunately, she won't get to race tomorrow night, as Violet Jackson will be back in the show this week. Eric Stanberry will make his debut. Cassandra Mills, Futaba Sakura, Erica Douglas will do the double duties this weekend. And Caleb Hobbs will make his Busch Series debut, taking the final transfer spots. So great job for a couple of drivers, in particular Douglas, who's going to get the extra track time that is key for her, because she will be racing later this evening in the truck race. So what will she learn tonight that will help her out for tomorrow night's race? Unfortunately, the drivers who will not race tomorrow night are Alexandra Van Dam, Jacob Foster. We'll see him tonight in the truck race. Remy Crampton, Trinity Lee. We'll see her tonight in the truck race. Billy Kitchens, Carolina Bradley. We'll see her tomorrow night as she'll try to make the cup race. Suni Sue, Thriller Tadwell, Marco Diaz, Ari Springer, who D&Q'd twice. Nathan Stapleton, Leela Bakai, Skylar Davidson. We'll see her tonight. Or no, she, I think, failed to qualify for the truck race, but nevertheless. Harrison Jenkins, April Winters, Lucy Granger's, Mia Watts, Brady Columbus, Michael Brown. We'll see him tonight in the truck race. Brad Blackman, Shakes McDaniel, and Jesse Art cannot find any speed in that 12 machine. Those drivers, unfortunately for them, 22 of them to be exact, will not race. They have failed to qualify, and they'll be joined by the other group of drivers who will also fail to qualify. We'll come back and we'll see who will make it into the second half of our Fast 12 after this on the World Racing Association's Multimedia Network. Welcome back to Darlington Raceway. Another allotted 5 minutes on the clock for Group B of Go or Go Home qualifying, which is the first round. Remember, 2 rounds of qualifying. Group rounds 1A and 1B are the Go or Go Home drivers. Round 2, everybody, the 30 drivers that will be joined by the 6 from this group and the 6 you saw from the other group, as we will set our poll and our grid for tomorrow night's race here at Darlington. Waiting to see who will be the first car on track, as already 30 seconds have clicked by. As we got some cars now starting to roll out onto the track. And Clayton Huntington Wolf is the first driver to take it to the track here this evening. First night race of the week of the season for all 3 series. We got another night race that will be in 2 weeks at Charlotte. But right in between this race weekend and Charlotte, we got just the Cup drivers. Have to do some all-star racing to find out who is going to win $1 million at Daytona next week. Again, just the Cup drivers. As Clayton Huntington Wolf will start his first time lap. Remember, we're only as the 90 machine has already set a lap time. That is Maisie Creighton. We'll see her later tonight in the Truck Series race. Clayton Huntington Wolf will set the benchmark time for everybody else, 29.383. Yes, you can tell I've been sounding a little bit better since last week at Dover. Last week at Dover was a nightmare. I don't know if I had something to eat that made me clogged up my system, or if that front came through. Whatever the case, I'm feeling a lot better than I was last week. As we're looking at Sydney Ball, I thought I saw somebody in the wall there for a second, but I was hearing things. As the 64 is the fastest, Annie Winters, the driver of that ride this week. Annie Winters, the retired, or the former Winston Cup Series driver, trying to make the show this week. It's been a while since we've seen Annie Winters. I think the last time Annie Winters made the show was based on the owner points, and she only made, and that was back at Rockingham, North Carolina. That was race number 2, believe it or not. She hasn't made the race since Rockingham in her attempts that she's made. Running the Bell helicopter this week. There's Maisie Creighton. Made her debut in the Busch race last week at Dover. We'll see her later tonight in the Busch, or in the Truck Series race, excuse me. She's currently on the bubble and did not improve that time. There's Ellie Rose. We'll see her later tonight in the Truck Series, racing with her team owner, Jacob Foster, who will be in that race with her. Right now, the 78, that is Josh Harmon on the bubble. It's been a while since we've had the 64 on into the show. Of course, they went to Victory Lane. That was the last time Annie Winters made the show. Of course, she'll be making her second start if she makes the show. Jake Littletown making his debut. I noticed I'm leaving the R up there. That's because I will fix it, because he did run the Busch Series last season. There's Wanda McBride, Jonathan Hoff. Abigail Lynn in the 66 this week. Zach Foster. He'll be racing later tonight with his brother Jake in the Craftsman Truck Series. Hazel Eveling running the 44. Trying to qualify into her, I think this will be her third start if she were to make it. Amy Hicks, there's Sydney Ball, William Brock, Addison Peterson. We'll see her later tonight in the Truck Series race. Josh Harmon, Taylor Valley, Jalecia Kuzman. Trying to qualify her way into the show. There's Alex Romero, 28.676, needs to pick it up. Carson Miller, second quickest, 28.463. And that is the session. If you're not in the top 6, you're done for. Shyla Askarov trying to become another driver doing the double. We'll see her tonight in the Craftsman Truck Series race. And it looks like she's about to do the double. She's also going to try to qualify her way into the Cup race tomorrow night. And looks like mission accomplished, 28.540. That will get her into the show. That lap was slower, but that was still good enough to get her in the show. Circus Stellar just missed out. Anthony Ritchie. I know it'll be Ricky, but it's Ritchie. It's like he's not going to make the show. Neither will Autumn McDowell. So, Annie Winters has put the 64 car back into the show. And we'll see if that car will go to Victory Lane for a second time this season. And, sorry, I was watching The Apprentice before I started recording. I was watching The Apprentice on my phone, to be more specific, as I'm putting the drivers that made the show this week. There's a couple of drivers that are doing double duty this weekend. Annie Winters made the show. Carson Miller, Madison Tull, Shyla Askarov made the show. Hazel Eveling and Ellie Rose got the final transfer spot. And out of those 6 drivers, Askarov and Rose, they're going to be in the truck race later tonight. And for Ellie Rose, her first time, she's going to be doing the double this weekend. Congrats to her. Sadly for the drivers who failed to qualify, Sarah Costello, Clayton Huntington Wolf, Maisie Creighton. We'll see Maisie later tonight in the truck race, so she won't be too disappointed. Josh Harmon, Amy Hicks, Sydney Ball, Taylor Valley, Zach Foster. We'll see him later tonight in the truck race. Alexander Romero, William Brock, Lucky Prescott, Autumn McDowell, Wanda McBride, Jonathan Huff, Anthony Ritchie, or Ricky as we like to call him, Jalecia Cushman, Jake Littletown, Marinelli Dillion, Shade Earnhardt, Abigail Lynn and Addison Peterson, those drivers will not make the show. Addison Peterson, will see her tonight in the truck race later this evening. So those drivers that fail to qualify will either get ready to pack up and head home, or in some of the drivers, get ready to head over to the truck race. Get ready for this evening's event. We're going to take one more break. When we come back, we'll get ready for tonight's final round of qualifying to see who will start on the pole for tomorrow night's race. This is the World Racing Association's Multimedia Network. Final round of qualifying has begun for our Busch Series drivers, getting ready to see who will start on the pole for tomorrow night's race. I forgot to tell you all this. My blue and white headset broke, so I have this headset as a replacement. So let me know if you guys like this headset a little bit better, because I really am enjoying this headset. We're going to see who our first driver is out onto the track. And it is the 71 of Ellie Rose. Of course, we had an early dinner. All of these drivers, of course, the Cup drivers also showed up here early. First time we're racing on a Thursday. Normally for Craftsman Truck Series drivers, it would be when we have pole day qualifying on a Thursday. But because we're doing a night race here this weekend, all their qualifying was Wednesday night, which was last night. And of course, the Busch Series drivers have never raced here before. The Truck Series drivers you will see later tonight have never raced here before. The only series that have raced here before at Darlington is the Cup drivers. And their Southern 500 was, ironically, the first race of the round of 8, as Ellie Rose sets a 30-30-3-3-0. So the question for Ellie Rose, what will she learn in the truck race tonight that's going to help her tomorrow night? And of course, we're going to have a lot to talk about in tomorrow night's Winston Cup qualifying you will see tomorrow night. Mohammed Zain running some new sponsorship this week. He's running the KFC colors on his Chevrolet. Hopefully for Mohammed, it will bring him some good luck. He is 22nd in the points coming into this races. We got a gaggle of cars there. Madison Toll, Shyla Askarov, Tula Topola. Tula Topola comes into this race 9th in the points. Annie Winters, 28.161. Already a blistering lap time for that 64. And she's going to go slower. Jamie Bonine goes second quickest. Tyler Ware running the Taco Bell colors this week on his Chevrolet. So he and Mohammed Zain got fast food restaurants. Tyler Ware comes into this race 29th in the points, drop 4 spots after last week's race at Dover, as the 64 was on the apron for some reason. I think some drivers got into the wall there. The problem for Tyler Ware, he is 30 points ahead of 30th in the standings. Ashlyn Wright, we'll see her later tonight in the Truck Series race. Ashlyn lost the points lead, dropped down to 4th in the points. Kyle Langland in the 26. 21st in the points for Teal. Carson Miller, 4th quickest. Shyla Ascroft, 26th quickest. Shiloh will be racing later tonight. J.J. Palmer in the Old Spice Chevrolet. There's Emily Green in the 37. Seventh in the points. You just saw the gal who's eighth in the points, Luna Farmer. We'll see her tomorrow night trying to qualify the Cup car into the show. But remember, Luna Farmer is locked into the All-Star race due to her win at Loudon just a couple of weeks ago. Futaba Sakura right behind Rosalinda Masterson, 23rd in the points. Brenda Eveling goes second quickest. There's Summit Oskin, 29th quickest. Marcus Sellers, 24th quickest. Sellers comes into this race as he just got up in the wall. We just had a wreck. Not sure who that was. 12th in the points. Summit Oskin, 3 weeks in a row, he has failed to qualify for the truck race. Ever since he's fallen out of the top 30 in the points, as we're looking at Xavier Alsop in the 35, 19th in the points. Bora Park, we'll see her later tonight in the Truck Series race. 24th in the points for the South Korean driver. Cassandra Mills, going to try tomorrow night to do the double. Going to try to qualify the Cup car into the show tomorrow night. Olivia Jackson in the 38 machine. 25th in the points. Of course, she missed a race after she was under the weather and was not cleared to race. Oh, we got a bigger wreck. Whoa. Yep, we got some wrecking all over the place. Cervantes, Courtney Lynn is involved. And a lot of cars going to backup machines, which I'm not surprised if you ask me. But nobody's going to go to the rear of the field as far as that's concerned. Annie Winters has gone up in smoke. A lot of damage to her machine. Emily Green's all smashed up. Daniel Gitteroth finally back in the AC Delco machine. We're going to see a lot of smashed up race cars tomorrow night. I can tell you that for sure. Brenda Eveling. Caleb Hobbs the slowest at a 31:03. Some of these drivers have already gone to backup machines. There's Gabe Litton in the 56. He is 26th in the points. He is a total of 37 points ahead of the 30th in the standings cut line. As everybody's already gotten their backup machines already out. Remember, they will have to go to the infield care center after the session is over. Something I did not bring up at the beginning of the year, that if you're involved in a practice crash in a crash in this session and go to a backup, you will not forfeit your spot. You will, however, have to go to the infield care center just to get checked out, so that way you're good to go. You just saw the 15 there a second ago. Ebonia Mirmoez, we'll see her later tonight, making her Truck Series debut. Qualified her way into the show as Annie Winters has already gotten her backup machine already out. I believe, and I'm going to have to double check on this to be sure, I believe Annie Winters will be attempting to qualify the next 5 races, which will comprise of Charlotte, Talladega, Kentucky, Homestead, and Armory. After that, Lauren Ekstrom, who hasn't made a start this season or hasn't made an attempt this season, she will attempt to qualify Watkins Glen. She'll only attempt the road course races, which there is only a total of 3. So I believe the Truck Series have not been on a road course, if I'm not mistaken. Yes is the answer. The only series that's been on a road course race has done in road courses, however, has been the Cup drivers. And with about 27 seconds to go, I really don't think anybody is going to beat a 28-161 that was set by the Bell Helicopter Dodge out of Rusty Wallace Racing. Going to be a fun truck series race we got coming up tonight. As we got more Demolition Derby. Courtney Lynn wrecked again. No surprise there. I think that's going to be typical tomorrow night here at Darlington. We're going to see a lot of wrecks. This is a track where pit road is going to be treacherous to get onto tomorrow night. And, a lot of times when we come to Darlington, drivers tell me about possibly a big one that could really wreak havoc on the points. Going into our next race in 2 weeks at Charlotte. That will be something we'll definitely be talking about tomorrow night. As you see Dylan Ibrahimian in the 5. Excuse me. And that is the session as Annie Winters will pick up her, I believe this is her second pole of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, it is her first pole of the season. Remember the last time she was up front, she went to victory lane at Rockingham, North Carolina. She'll be alongside of Brenda Eveling, the highest of our rookie drivers. Brenda Eveling needs a good run because the problem for her, she is 30th in the standings. The good news for her, the gal that was trying to run her down for 30th in the standings failed to qualify, Taylor Valley. So Brenda Eveling really needs a good run to continue to build that cushion between herself and the 30th in the standings cut line. But a good starting track position, even though she's going to be on the outside line trying to get down to the bottom. Ricky Cervantes, Carson Miller in row 2. Should mention Ricky Cervantes made a decision. We'll talk about that tomorrow night in the Winston Cup qualifying regarding about Monica Towns. London Jackson, Callie Springer, row 3. Jamie Bonine, Morgan LaFay, Abigail Stone, Lauren Grubius will complete the top 10. We'll see Grubius tomorrow night trying to qualify her car into the show over on the Cup side. Looking through the rest of the qualifying results, see where you guys will be starting, or your drivers, or you know what I mean. I was going to say something that starts with the letter R that is not Sean Art's ward, but I think you get what I mean. Relationship. That's the one I was getting ready to say. Shyla Askarov, 29th. Ebony Mirmos, 32nd. I believe Ebony is going to be deep in the field for the truck race later tonight, so qualifying has not been good for her the last 2 nights, last night and tonight. Kyle Langland will start 33rd. Quentin Moore, 37th. Excuse me. I almost said 36. Gabe Blitzon's 36. Ellie Rose deep in the field. Ashlyn Wright deep in the field. And then on the final row, Rosalind Messon and Eric Stanbury. I bet Eric Stanbury had to change engines on his car after he raced his way in. So it really didn't matter if he had to go to the rear of the field. He was already going to start last anyway. But as I said, this is a track where tires are going to be abrasive. You got to have a long run car here tomorrow night. And the big thing is, you could definitely get a Darlington stripe. It is not uncommon at Darlington where these cars do not get a Darlington stripe. We'll see that a lot, not only for tonight's race, but throughout the entire weekend here for all 3 series. But congratulations to Annie Winters on her first pole of the season here in the Busch Series race. She'll lead us to green tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys enjoyed this qualifying session. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We show you your starting lineup for tomorrow night's race here at Darlington. Before that, we'll have Winston Cup qualifying at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. But before that happens, we got to get some of these drivers that are in the truck series race over to their trucks as they're going to pull out the trucks, get them rolled out on the grid, get ready for a fun race here for tonight's race at Darlington. Until we see you, whether it's tomorrow night or later this evening, I'm Dean DeVos. Thank you for joining me. For our studio engineer, Caleb Hobbs, saying good night for now at Darlington. We congratulate Annie Winters on her first pole of the season. Coming up next, we'll rejoin the Infinity Network Sports Studios programming already in progress. We'll talk to you at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the World Racing Association's Multimedia Network.